So he gets on the plane. He's 2 people in front of me. And I say to the person taking the boarding passes, that guy's an old colleague of mine, but I can't remember his name. Can you tell me? She said, no, I'm not allowed. It's confidentiality. I'm like, what are you talking about? You announce people's names at the airport all the time. She says, no, but as I look, the cards are just at the right angle. I can see that his first name starts with ST and his last name ends with CI. That's all I know. So I'm like, Steve. And I'm like, but the CI, that was helping Scrabble play, and I'm right behind him on the plane. And I only have like 1 more minute of Wi-Fi before the plane is going to take off. Now it's a matter of life or death. I must discharge this guilt, this shame that I've been carrying around. I've never told this story in public, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. It's like our job. Just the other day, I'm like, listen, Carmen, I have to get back to work. Can someone hand me some crayons and some scissors?
You and I have never met in person.
Yeah. I feel like we have, Brian. It's so funny.
It's very hard to ask people for help. And yet, it's really the only way through, as the Lone Ranger. Even the Lone Ranger has Tonto, right?
Every single book she reads from someone on going into private practice, she'll go, I'll hear her from the other room, oh my God, and I'll come in, what? And she's like, they mentioned Seth again. Hey, Brian Miller here, and welcome to Season 2 of One New Person. It was a short 1-month vacation, but I didn't want to break our momentum coming out of the incredible first season. And believe it or not, we're actually turning it up a notch.
You can say, here's a cookbook, follow the recipe, but you haven't really taught them to cook. But if you can give them the confidence to use salt properly and the confidence to taste something before they serve it, then you've taught them how to cook.
And actually, I do have an apron that says Chef Julia on it, but it's all in good fun, We're just kind of doing it for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, I think mine says like executive chef.
Yeah, you can print anything on a jacket.
This season is packed with insight, actionable advice, wild stories, and lots of humanity.
It's not just the technical element. It's not just your technical expertise. It's your ability to connect with people.
Celebrate yourself for showing up to this difficult meeting, to this job interview. Hey, woohoo, you're here, and that's big.
My guests this season include friends, colleagues, mentors, and heroes. You'll hear from 19-time best-selling author Seth Godin on why education is broken and what we can do to fix it.
So what we're ending up doing is building mini prisons for 10-year-olds to hold on to them until they're freed to go get a minimum wage job and suffer, or until they are freed to maybe go to a school that's a lot like high school but with more binge drinking, where they're going to end up in debt and not actually ever learn to learn.
My friend Peter Gazzardi, legendary book editor to Stephen Hawking, Susan Cain, Deepak Chopra, Douglas Adams, will share life wisdom from The Wizard of Oz, of all places.
And you and I are living it just as Dorothy Gale did. We are on our own hero's journey, and we have a call, we have a great challenge, we have great prizes awaiting us if we answer that call and we meet the challenge just the way Dorothy did.
The Zen master of marketing herself, Shama Hyder, CEO of Zen Media, Forbes, and Inc.com 30 Under 30, helps us slow down to avoid the anxious trappings of the digital world.
I have all this information, but that doesn't necessarily make life easier. You go back to sort of the basics, like what are your goals? And if something aligns with your goals that helps you get there, like a strategy or tactic, then you do that. What you don't do is get overwhelmed and say, oh, there's so many tools, but you don't have to use all of them.
I sat down with celebrity YouTubers, JP and Julia of Healthy Junk Food, for an in-depth conversation about building a brand by not being afraid to pivot.
We learned that being the face on camera is more important than the food being the face on camera for longevity. Otherwise, people might just cherry pick you, just watch you because they just need that recipe.
If I was to start over,
and we actually kind of have with the second channel, just be our names. JP and Julia, you are your own brand.
One thing I just want to add real quick, be proud of every milestone you had, because when we hit 10,000, I'm like, Mom, we made it.
Award-winning management consultant Christy Lindor reminds us that the key to getting unstuck is leaning into forgiveness, authenticity, and vulnerability.
How is it that you can take the same concept of forgiveness and unpack it so that it can be applied in the workplace? And so it's really taking that as a tool and being able to redirect energy.
And that's just the first few episodes. Later this season, you'll hear from Alan Cohen, the former director of marketing at Scholastic, who launched the Harry Potter series. We'll sit down with John England, a veteran cruise ship entertainer and world-renowned pianist, about life on the high seas. I could tell you more, but you're just gonna have to tune in. Season 2 launches next Monday, July 1st. So go right now to onenewperson.com and subscribe for free via your favorite podcast streaming service. While you're there, check out the Season 1 recap and get yourself ready because this is gonna be a blast. I'm Brian Miller, this is One New Person, and I'll see you next Monday, July 1st for Season 2, Episode 1 with Seth Godin. Are those new glasses, by the way?
Someone stole my glasses on the beach at 6:15 in the morning before I gave a speech. What kind of person does that? I don't know.